Hey, what's up you guys? It's Milo. Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Milo. Thank you so much for being here. And today, it's been a minute. Hi, I've been gone. I just wanted to do a little year in review moment and talk about my year. Maybe explain why I haven't been making videos. I don't know if anyone cares, but I'm gonna explain it anyway. This necklace is jangling and I can't do the noise right now. I wrote it all down, and I don't have my glasses on, so I am going to be holding this notebook for the entirety of the video. Anyway, so starting off in January, this year started worse than any other year of my entire life. At the end of December, I lost someone in my life in a very terrible way. And so yeah, I entered January just kind of the most heartbroken I've ever been in my life, but it's been a year. We made it through. My birthday's on January 4th, so I just had 2 friends over, I think, and we dyed hair, everyone's hair, my hair, and that was fairly fun. I wasn't in a great place for having fun at the time. I started painting shoes in January. I thought I could have like a little side hustle of like making custom painted shoes. Nobody cared. Didn't sell a single one. That was unfortunate, but actually painting the shoes was really fun. I love painting on clothes just in general, and I'm trying to get more into that. I'm also going to mention the group Salt Lake City Bakers for Palestine multiple times in this video. I was way more involved with them at the beginning of the year, and I'm like really not involved with them anymore, not because of anything happening in the group, just because of my life. But in January, I was more involved with them than I am now, and I went to a couple of protests. You're gonna notice a theme with the protests, and that theme is gonna end in June, and you're gonna find out why. There was actually one for trans rights that I gave a speech at, and I have a video of it, and I'm not gonna show you the video of it or post the video of it because, to be honest, I think the speech sucked, and I think I looked ugly. I also started reading Anne Frank. I thought I was gonna get into reading this year, especially educational stuff, and then I stopped reading Anne Frank because it made me sad. Going into February, I achieved my dream, of my goal since I was 15 of getting sponsored by Hot Topic. I got the email while I was at work, and now I'm sponsored with Hot Topic, and I'm an affiliate with them, and part of me feels like I'm contributing to capitalism in a way with that, which isn't great. But also, I don't buy new clothes. I haven't for years, and so the only new clothes I get are from that. And I try to limit what they send me. But I was over the moon about that. I'm still over the moon about that every time that they give me anything. I feel very blessed. That was also a big month for being involved with Bakers for Palestine, going to multiple protests. My best friend and I went and hung up like Know Your Rights with ICE flyers all over where we used to go to high school. My favorite thing that happened actually this entire year, was my family went to Harry Potter World. And we don't go on vacation. We never have. And my family doesn't particularly like Harry Potter, so I'm not sure where exactly that came from. I love Harry Potter, despite some obvious things about myself. I love Harry Potter, and it's unfortunate, it is, but I love it so much. I want to live in Harry Potter World. I want to live in Orlando and go there every single day and eat there every single day and walk through Hogwarts, not even go on the ride, just walk through Hogwarts every single day. I will wait in line for 12 hours to ride Hagrid's. I don't care. I'll watch all the Harry Potter movies on my phone while I'm waiting in line. It was really amazing. And I know that I'm really cringe for that, and I'm sorry. In March, I went to just various protests for various things, but I also decided to go to college. I want to be a paramedic. I'm an EMT, an advanced EMT right now, and I knew paramedic was the goal, but I didn't know how to get there. My current job, I am working as a medical assistant with my EMT license. One of my coworkers, because we have a lot of free time, like a weird amount of free time at this job, which is great. One of my coworkers, he's in college, did all of his schoolwork at work. So I started doing my prereqs at community college. I was taking medical terminology and math. April was a good month. Actually, mental health-wise, because of that loss that I previously mentioned, really bad month. But as far as what I was doing in life, good month. I saw Papa Roach with Rise Against and Under Oath. Concerts are always an emotional reset for me, but that was like just so needed. I sobbed to Papa Roach. I was really impressed by the vocalist of Under Oath. I've been meaning to get into them for years and just never have. And seeing Rise Against was really cool too. That month I was tabling a little bit more with Bakers for Palestine, so I was actually at the bake sales selling things and doing stuff. I quickly realized that is not something that is easy for me to do in multiple ways. One of them being I physically can't lift the table to like get it from my car to the sidewalk. So that's a problem. That month I started counting emergency vehicles that I saw. Every single day, all I think about is like, why am I not on the ambulance right now? It's been over a year since I left that job, and every day is what I'm thinking about. And so I kept a tally of every fire engine I saw, every fire truck I saw, every just like miscellaneous fire vehicle that I saw, and then every ambulance I saw, and what agency they were from, and the number, because it'll be like Medic 34 or like Tower 29. So I just kept a really detailed list of that for no reason other than I love emergency services and it makes me happy. I did a lot of studying. That was my main thing, was I was just studying. Got to study with my best friend Eva, that was also in college at the time. And then I spent Easter with Eva's family, this is I think the second year I've done that, and I got an Easter basket from Eva's family. They are the nicest people I've ever encountered in my life. And for our Easter egg hunt, it was just cans of Dr. Pepper. But I love cotton candy Faygo. That's been my thing for years. And Eva, the night before, went and bought a bunch of cans of that. So then during the Easter egg hunt, I had special Faygo for me to find. It was so sweet. I also kind of started clubbing again that month because I got invited to a club in Salt Lake City I had never been to before. So I will say it's like a gay club, but it's being invaded by Mormons. Living in Utah is wild. In May, there were multiple protests and events that I went to, one of which was May Day, which was really, really cool. I'm pretty sure like Food Not Bombs was there, but just lots of little local groups and organizations, mutual aid. There was a really, really free market, which is where it's like a garage sale. Everything's free. The food was free, and they had gluten-free options multiple different times at events this year. They had gluten-free food for me, not for me specifically, but I ate it, and I was so grateful. They also had like, you could get like your boots shined, you could get your bike fixed. They had these like bubble things. I wish I had a video of these freaking bubble things that made like human-sized bubbles. I also went to Drum Circle in Salt Lake City for the first time. I had been wanting to do that for years, never did. Went like maybe 2 or 3 times, twice with my best friend, and we kind of just stopped doing that. I don't think Drum Circle is now what it once was back when I first wanted to go. Started seeing a new therapist, specifically because of that loss that I keep mentioning, because it's really on my mind today because I'm filming it on the 1-year anniversary of it happening. Yeah, I went to a new therapist that specializes in like trauma and PTSD. Love him, shout out to Adam. Also decided that I needed hobbies at that point because I realized I never developed hobbies. So I went for Legos. And that's been a thing that I've spent so much money on this year, but Legos are so good. At the end of that month, I actually went to the Harry Potter exhibition that they had in Sandy, somewhere in Utah. That was really cool. It has all like costumes and props and stuff from the actual movies, like behind glass, and then all sorts of interactive stuff, and like you can pull a mandrake out of a pot and stuff. In June, I missed working on the ambulance so bad that I got a part-time job at an event medical place. So pretty much they do medical for a bunch of concerts in Salt Lake City, stuff at the fairgrounds in Salt Lake City, like events and festivals and the rodeo. They also do medical for Pride. So one of my first shifts was working at Pride. Almost got heat stroke. I got super sunburned, but it was very fun. Now, here's the part where the protesting for the year stops. Do you guys remember the No Kings protests? I do. I didn't really want to go to that, quite frankly. You know what, I'm not going to get into it. The intent was good. The way it was carried out was so stupid. I don't know if y'all saw in the news about what happened in Utah. Basically, I'm standing, my best friend's in the bathroom, I'm standing on this block, and I hear gunshots, and immediately I'm like, that was gunshots. But I think that a lot. I'm paranoid. And so I was like, nope, not gunshots. No, that really sounded like gunshots. That sounded like gunshots. It's not gunshots, you're dramatic. And then I saw people running like I've never seen people run in my life. At that exact moment, Eva came out of the bathroom, and I was like, hi, we're leaving. Let's go. And then there was much more complicated things I could get into that happened, and it was very scary. No one knew what was going on. I had to grab my best friend's hand and just run. The guy that did shoot 2 people for no reason didn't go to jail. They did just charge him, I think, with manslaughter. Positively, after that, I got to see Pierce the Veil and Sleeping with Sirens on the barricade, and I got to watch King for a Day with Kellen Quinn on the barricade. I waited for 4 hours in line in over 100-degree weather. It was terrible, but that was a beautiful experience. And Circles, I love that song, and I'm always like, oh, it's so, I don't know, deep. That they wrote this song about like being at a concert and like running from a shooter or a bomber, because they wrote it after the Paris attacks, and I was like, it has like a good, not a good message, but like it has a good message. It's talking about stuff that's important. But I genuinely had to like grab my best friend's hand and run with no place to go, which is a lyric in the song. And so I cried during that, but it was very therapeutic. On to July. I spent the 4th of July with my extended family because they were all out here in Utah. I don't like the 4th of July for multiple reasons, but I'm not going to be like, F you, no, when my family invites me to see them. So my best friend and I also recreated these pictures that we took on the 4th of July, I think in 2020. Here's like the 2020 versions of them, and then like here's this year with sparklers and stuff. I did a lake day with friends for a friend's birthday, and that was very fun and therapeutic, just like swimming in the lake and eating grapes and like cheese. I worked at a rodeo and had a very interesting moment because ever since I left the ambulance, I just have been feeling so off and wrong and not like myself at all. And we ended up actually having a critical patient, and in that moment, all the things about myself that I felt like I had lost, like my confidence, my just everything, me as a person that I had lost when we were with that critical patient, suddenly I like stepped into my element, and it was back. And I like was who I thought I was and who I want to be. So it was a very beautiful moment. It was the first time that I felt like a human being and like I was alive since I quit the ambulance. And then I also got to go to the summer school tour, and I took Eva with me to that. That was really cool. I got to see arrows in action live. They were the main ones that I wanted to see. And also the outfit that I wore to that was really cute. It's low-key one of my favorite outfits of the year. I also finished that semester and I got an A in math and an A in medical terminology. So I got my grade to a point where if I failed the final, it would bring my grade down to a C and I would pass with a C, and that's what I needed. Went and took the final, got a 95. I'm so confused to this day how that happened. August was a bit of a slow month. I did a little like activism community freaking, I don't know, day with my best friend where we made a list of things that we could do either to like educate ourselves about certain topics or to help people, like volunteer in some way, or places to donate money to, stuff in general to like make the world or make like our community a better place. And so we're trying to tick some items off of that every month. Also went to a cool thing where we like wrote letters to political prisoners and read about different political prisoners, and that was very cool and interesting. I spent a lot of time just in Salt Lake City, riding the train, walking around at the library. I love Salt Lake City. I don't care what anybody says. I also switched from community college to university, the university at which I would like to get my paramedic, and I started taking integrated anatomy and physiology. So you're learning anatomy and physiology at the same time. In September, I saw The Offspring with New Found Glory and Jimmy Eat World, and that was very, very cool. So The Offspring, they're so cool. Whatever. That whole show was so, so cool, and I got to bring Eva to it, which made me very happy. I also left my event medical job at that point due to multiple situations in my life, mainly health related. I just could not pick up extra hours. So that was very sad, but it also was like a big weight off my shoulders. I also went to Virginia. There was a job in Virginia. I'm not actively looking to leave my job, but it was on the ambulance, and this agency, it sounded too good to be true. So they let me fly out there for one day, do a ride along with one of my old partners from when I was on the ambulance, go ride with him for a night. And let me tell you, it was better than I possibly could have imagined. This place was so good. And I also hate traveling, and I've never traveled by myself before. But I traveled by myself for the first time successfully, and I felt really good about it. And then I did this ride along, and just being back on the ambulance in general, all I need in life is just to be in the ambulance. We don't even need to be on a call. Like, just let me sit in the ambulance, to be honest, and I'll be happy. And then they kept telling me I should apply, and then I was like, maybe I should apply, and then it was this whole inner battle with me, but we'll get to the solution of that later. In October, I saw Sleep Token, and I saw All Time Low with Mayday Parade and The Cab. Sleep Token was, dude, first of all, I don't really care what your opinion is on Sleep Token. I'm not a huge Sleep Token fan, but I don't know why we hate Sleep Token so much. They're fine. You don't have to like it, but it's like, they're good. It's whatever. But this, dude, it was possibly one of the most amazing concerts I've ever been to in my life. Sleep Token knows how to put on a production. It was so sick. And then All Time Low was really cool just because, like, it's All Time Low. But also Mayday Parade. That was amazing. The vocalist of Mayday Parade looks like he's 25. He's definitely not 25. He looks great. And since The Cab opened for them, I got to hear Angel with a Shotgun live in concert, and I was freaking out about that. I went to Castle of Chaos, which is a haunted house, with my best friend and her family, And let me tell you, the first responder in me, like, I was not getting jump scared, because the moment that my eyesight is within the door of the room we're going in, I'm scanning the room, because they teach you to do this. I'm scanning the room, and I'm like, there's a barrel there, someone could pop out of it or out from behind it. Okay, over there, that wall, that's a curtain, someone could come out of there. Okay, didn't get jump scared a single time, because I was being very aware of my surroundings. But then also, partway through, I like looked at Eva, and I was like, I don't see any fire sprinklers in here. And she was like, you're thinking about the fire sprinklers in the middle of the haunted house? And I was like, well, yeah, there's a lot of flammable things in here. And it's dark, and we're in like a maze, so there's a fire, we're all going to die. Unless there's fire sprinklers, and I'm not seeing fire sprinklers. At any given moment, I'm probably thinking about something in relation to an emergency happening. And then last day of the month, obviously, was Halloween. I went to a Halloween party with 2 of my friends. In November, I did a day with Eva where I don't even know where this idea originated from. We got dressed up, we went to the train station, took pictures at the train station, took the train to Salt Lake City, went to the mall, changed in the mall bathroom, redid our hair and makeup different, fully reset like we had just committed some type of crime, and then went and took more pictures in Salt Lake City in the new outfits. I don't know. It was just a fun day. Random street photographer took our pictures. I need to email him, actually, to get those pictures, because I'm sure they look good. Got barked at for the first time. I know that you'd think, being alternative and living in Utah, I would get barked at, but I don't get barked at, thank God. But this was like 35-year-old men barking at us on multiple occasions. It was so weird. Luckily, Eva always carries a hammer. So she just like pulled the hammer out and they stopped. I also did apply for the job in Virginia. I interviewed with them, it went really well, and then they scheduled another interview for December, which is this month. Other than that, I was just Christmas shopping and absolutely cramming for my finals. In December, the job in Virginia fell through. They didn't tell me no. I ended up having to be like, guys, I can't do this. I'm very sad about that, but I'm just choosing not to think about it. I took my final, and they say that the average grade in this class is a B or a B minus, and I said absolutely not. I have a 4.0, and I would like to keep a 4.0. Studied for that final way less than I should have because I got overwhelmed. Passed the final, got an A in the class, still have a 4.0. So proud of myself. I also found out that instead of doing my paramedic starting in the fall and then ending in 2027, they just opened a program in the summer that would end a year from right now, and so I could be a paramedic in a year. And that makes me significantly less stressed out. So I'm applying for that one. I also, because I'm trying to have hobbies, I got Hogwarts Legacy, and it was immediately apparent that I have never played video games before. Because even walking, I could not walk in the game. I was hitting walls, and then they're like, okay, battle a spider, and I'm like, hold on, I haven't mastered walking yet, and now something's attacking me. So that's my current hobby, is playing video games, which doesn't seem very productive. But I think the point of hobbies is they don't have to be productive, it just makes you happy. I'm learning how to be a human right now. But that is it. That's how my year went. Let me know how your year went down in the comments. I feel like on social media, everyone has kind of unanimously agreed that 2025 was the worst. So let me know if I'm just existing in an echo chamber on my Instagram, or if this was genuinely a terrible year. And if it was a great year, also just let me know, because I think reading positive things is good for our brains. Thank you so much for watching. I am planning on revamping the YouTube channel in the coming year. I have a list of videos that I want to make, and I'm probably going to be privating a lot of my old videos that I'm not proud of, so I guess go watch those now before they're gone, if you care. I don't know why you would, but if you do. But that's all for today. I will see you guys again soon, I hope. And thank you so much for all of your support, especially over on Instagram, but also especially over on YouTube. It just really truly does mean a lot. Like, one of the things I'm most passionate about is my social media, not in like a attention sense, but I love creating and putting things together, pictures and videos, and putting it out there and seeing if people like it. And when you do like it, it just makes me feel so good that I created something and people liked it. So I love you and I appreciate you. But I will see you in the next one, and I will see you on the streets. Peace out. Bye.
I know this pretty scene girl, I wish you could've seen her. I know she got some problems, but I don't wanna leave her. And every time I see her, she makes me get this feeling. It feels just like I'm dreaming, gets me higher than the ceiling. I know this pretty scene girl, I wish you could've seen her. I know she got some problems, but I don't wanna leave her. And every time I see her, she makes me get this